Hi everyone. So the last one of these I did was Princess Jasmine, and I noticed a lot of you guys really enjoyed it. The very first Disney tutorial I ever did for YouTube was Little Mermaid, and I did a very literary take on the Little Mermaid. All of those particular Disney inspired or Disney literary tutorials are in my Halloween playlist, which you can click on my main page. I don't have my playlist hidden, so you can just click on my playlists and it should pop up in the Halloween section. But I wanted to do Belle because she is my favorite Disney princess, and I wanted to do a very different take. I wanted to do, of course, the ballroom scene because it is the most exquisite outfit she has. However, I wanted to take elements from the entire ballroom scene, not just her dress, and also very iconic objects from the movie to put into the look. So I hope that you enjoy this look. I had a lot of fun doing it, and thanks so much for watching. Alright, so for my eyeshadow base, I've already applied Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, all the way from the lid to the brow bone. I didn't put any under the eye this time. We're just going to use a little bit of under eye concealer when we get to that, and we're just going to start it on the look. Alright, so to get started on the look, we're just going to take the e.l.f. Mineral Blender. It's just a nice synthetic blender brush. And we are going to start off with Inglot's number 390 Matte, which is just that sort of dupe of MAC's Kid. Just a nice, really soft brown color. And we're just going to start putting that in the crease. Now this is a very light color, but we're just going to start building it. I'm doing little circular blending motions so it's nice and even and not too patchy. Or patchy at all, sorry. You don't want patchy. And we're just going to blend that out into the crease for a little bit of slight definition. And if you're darker than this, obviously this is not going to be your color. What you'll want to do is just take a nice brown that's a couple shades darker than your skin tone. Now we're just going to take a nice glittery golden yellow color, and I'm going to be taking Inglot's number 403. It's just literally sort of a kind of a light glitter color. And we're just going to place that all over the eyelid. This one sort of reminds me of MAC's Golden Lemon Pigment. So it is a little bit sheer. It's exactly actually what I'm going for, so it doesn't get too bright yellow. Now excuse all the palettes, this is actually just the way my colors are arranged. I do apologize, you don't need all these colors unless you want them all. But we're going to be taking a little bit of Inglot number 461, which is just a muted sort of brown. It kind of reminds me of MAC Honey Lust a lot, but I like the finish of this one better. It's not as gritty. Honey Lust is a luster formula, so it's kind of gritty. I'm not the biggest fan of that. But we're just going to start in the outer corner, blending out number 461. Once again, if you're darker than me, you're obviously going to need to take a deeper brown for it to appear on your skin tone. If you're not that much darker, you can always just try these particular brown shades. They should help you create like a nice soft kind of look. Alright, now I'm going to be taking number 351 Matte, which is just that sort of white matte color. And we're just going to wipe off that brush from the e.l.f. Unless you have a couple of them, then maybe you don't want to wipe it off. But if I can get away with cleaning a few less brushes a day, then I'll do that. And I'm just going to blend that out all over the brow bone. If you're darker than this, you can always just take a deeper highlight color. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing something that Belle does in fact wear, and that is like brown tight line waterline. So we're just going to be taking a little bit of that. And I'm also going to tightline with Costa Riche. I'm going to take the Tokidoki Glitter Eyeliner in Unicorno. I think that this has a third-party tester. Not 100% positive on this brand. I can't really get any feedback on it, but it's basically just like a gold liner, a very, very bright gold liner. So if you have something like Urban Decay's El Dorado, or I think Milani Liquify even makes a bright gold, those would be more along the lines of truly cruelty-free. I think the Urban Decay El Dorado one is vegan. And then we're just going to line underneath the eyes and give it that sort of glitter pop. I'm going to take a little bit of Inglot's number 403 again, and we're just going to put the tips of the brush in there. No need to put it all over the paddle, because it's just going to be wasted pigment. And we're just going to place that all over the actual waterline, and it really will adhere on any sort of creamy liner. I know I tend to use like 1,000,001 eyeshadow shades, so I do want to stay under, especially for this look. Since there's not a lot of color going on, we might as well. And we're going to take a little bit of 461. We already used that in the outer crease, and we're just going to put that at least I usually try to stay in a palette. The only reason I'm not like in one palette is because the way I've placed all the Inglot eyeshadows, they're all over the place. They're different sizes and they're really hard to pop out of the palettes. But you certainly don't need all the palettes I've picked up unless you want them all. I want to do a blog post of my entire Inglot collection according to type, whether it's lipstick, gel liner, eyeshadows, so you guys know what I have, so you can expect what you can expect to see in a tutorial. Now we're going to take a little bit of Urban Decay's 24/7 liquid liner in Perversion. If you have the one in Smog, and then they have another one that's a darker brown than the Smog one, but those will also be really nice colors if you want something softer than black. But I already have really dark lashes, so I tend to use black. So we're just going to line the upper lash line. Really carefully. And go over sort of the outer bit, starting around the right here where our actual eye color iris starts. Start making it thicker. Now we're not going to hold the eye taut, because that's honestly kind of how you get the funny mismatched wings in the outer corner. But we're just going to follow the outer tear duct. By doing that, even if your wings aren't even, they'll be even with your eye shape, because nobody's face is balanced on both sides. So the trick is just to get them even with both shapes. If you try to almost like parallel your face when it may not be, it actually ends up looking funny, which is so weird. Alright, so that's just one liquid lined eye, and we're just going to put on the Youngblood Mineral Mascara. I'll have a link in the bottom bar for my review of this, and we'll be right back. I'm going to take the Kiss Lashes in number 5, and we're just going to pop those on and give it sort of that flirty, girly, fun look, and be right back. Now for brows, I'll just quickly go over that because I did kind of redo them a bit. I just made sure that they were very, very lightly drawn in, dusted over them. Back in Belle's day, I'm guessing 1800s by the size of her ball gown skirt, they didn't really wear a heavy brow. So whether this outfit is costume or not, I would just keep that look delicate unless you just already naturally have really heavy brows. Now I'm going to go in with MAC Powder Blush in her Blooming Cheek. This is limited edition. I'm just going to stipple into that with the e.l.f. stippling brush. I'm going to use the same brush I used for my contour and my face powder, so that way it blends together a little bit more seamlessly. I'm going to be using my Strawberry Blush technique. I can put a link to my Strawberry Blush technique in the bottom bar. It's just literally like, this is the back of the strawberry, one, and you're just going above the contour. So it's like chocolate covered strawberries with whipped cream, because the highlight's gonna go like right here, so it's easy to remember. So right above the contour, and I don't pull the contour completely in like doing the fishy face technique just because of my personal face shape. So 1, 2, 3, that's how I remember it. Kind of the same way you do acrylic nails when you're dolloping the powder on 1, 2, 3. And just 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go back with the highlight. Now I want to give her that same sort of incandescent glow, you know, kind of like candlesticks are just glowing off of her. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of MAC's Silver Dusk, which is just a really bright iridescent loose powder, just to give her that gleam. Right now the skin is very matte, so I'm going to give her some freshness. And we're just going to go do the whipped cream technique. So you keep it in line with the contour, just right back here. It's kind of the same highlight they gave Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. If you want, you can always go down the nose. And once again, this is the Elle stippling brush. It's a dupe of the MAC 187, but this one is a synthetic and vegan brush. Now for lips, I really want to mimic the rose, which is exactly where the cheek color was going. So the bottom half of the face is also going to be sort of mimicking the whole rose from Beauty and the Beast, the Disney version. So we're going to take a little bit of MAC Beet lip liner, which is just this red color right here. Swatch of that. We're just going for a red color, and we're going to line our lips, starting with the most angular point, and fill them completely in. I'm going to take one of my favorite lipstick shades from Inglot, which is number 140, to get that nice rose pink lip. I'm going to go ahead and take MAC Lip Gloss in Elle. It's just kind of like a white marble color. The closest thing to this is also, came out with Spring Color Forecast 4. It was the almond color. Can't remember the name of it. I know it had almond in the name, but it's just a kind of a white pearly lip gloss. So just clean off the doe foot applicator before I stick it back in the tube. And that'll give it sort of the candlelit glow type of effect. Alright, so that completes the look. I hope you enjoyed my rendition of Belle. And if you'd like to see more of the Disney inspired or even more of the Disney literary interpretations for these sort of fairy tale characters, please let me know, and thank you so much for watching.